Hey everybody! Welcome to part 5 of What is Eternal Crusade. In this episode we're going to talk about what is gameplay going to be like and what is the business model of the game. This time we're only dealing with the facts here. Okay? Gameplay in Eternal Crusade is going to be fully action-based combat. What does that mean? It means that you shoot or swing with a button, but whether you pull off a headshot or block that incoming chainsword, it's entirely based upon your skill. I'm going to stop everything right there and say, that's a lie. I've never played an online game that is entirely based upon my skill. You know why? Because there's going to be these little things called lag, bugs in the game, exploits, internet connection, server going down. None of those things have anything to do with my skill. But this game promises you those things will never ever happen. Whatever. Okay? In addition, the game is going to be fully gamepad supported. How do I interpret that? Every game that supports gamepad is almost impossible to play on the keyboard. So if you like keyboard play, you're probably not going to do very well in Eternal Crusade with everybody who has the twitchy little gamepad where they'll be going and chopping you in half. If that's not your style of play, Eternal Crusade is probably not for you. So what else do we need to know? Both ranged and melee weapons will have equal emphasis. Okay, what does that mean typically? Well, the way I interpret that is that in most PvP-based games, which Eternal Crusade is, melee does more damage, has certain roles. Are you an assassin? Are you a bruiser? Are you an enforcer? Are you a tank? Or are you a marksman or a sniper or a AoE damage? They're going to say no. Both of these, they're not going to have roles like that. Well, they will have roles, but they're going to have equal emphasis. So you'll probably be able to do just as much damage at range as you can do close up. I don't know how you're going to balance that. That seems like an incredibly difficult thing to balance in PvP if people can do as much damage range as they can close up. I have a feeling they're going to try to treat it the same way they treated it in Space Marine, in that you can switch from range to close combat just by a flick of your button. You know what I mean? Hold down the trigger on your controller and now you're whacking, let go of the trigger, and now you're shooting, or something like that, which again leads them to say, very difficult to do on a keyboard, I'm betting. So if you don't like gamepad play, you're probably going to have a difficult time with this. What else? What is the business model the game will use? A lot of arguments about that. Let's just end them right now. Eternal Crusade is not free to play. Period. Free to play is defined legally as a game where you can do and achieve everything in the game somehow for free. Period. If you cannot do everything, gain all equipment, earn all ranks, achievements, whatever's in the game without paying, it's not free to play. So they've dropped the free to play and now they're calling it free to WOG. Which means what legally? Nothing. So how do they describe it? Eternal Crusade will be available for purchase. Online only. It will not be sold in stores. You will need to buy it through some online medium. It'll have a pseudo free-to-play option that they call free-to-WOG. By purchasing a copy of the game, you will have access to it forever. This is a lie again. Why? Nothing lasts forever. What do you mean? What if Behaviour Interactive goes out of business? Will you still be able to access their game? I'm guessing no. What if the internet blows up tomorrow? What if your city or state or country no longer allows access to this type of game, or you have a firewall, or your internet service provider toggles your whatever? You won't have access to the game. So saying that you'll have access to the game forever is just a lie. It says you have no need for a subscription. Okay, well, neither do the vast majority of the games out there. There will be post-launch expansions as well as a cash shop for purely cosmetic customizations and side grades, which we've seen what the aesthetic customizations are, which, as I've described, in a PvP-based game, that's at a conflict with high-end graphics. Most PvPers, hardcore PvPers, just set their graphics to minimum because it's more important to get the reaction time and reduce lag than it is to be a good-looking dead guy. And side grades. Side grades, as I said, I think they're going to just make you pay for different items or even classes of items. So you may go up in level and gain the ability to use special weapons or heavy weapons. And they'll say, great, you'll have that ability now. Pay me $25 and I'll let you have access to heavy weapons for your character. You have the right to use them. You just can't equip them until you pay me. That's the business model. If you like that, great. If you don't play that game. Next time, we're going to be dealing with questions like, tell me more about combat. How can you have an RPG system and a skill-based PvP at the same time? There's a good question. How will the different classes and factions be balanced? That's a pretty important question for PvP. Can I be a healer? Are there going to be vehicles, and what are they going to be like? Is there going to be friendly fire in the game? You're all going to find out the answers to those questions next time. Bye.